So most of these splits are going to be pretty bad, if I do recall. My PB is pretty bad in this category because when I did this run, when I got this PB, tech skip was not in the game, which saves a lot of time for free. You don't have to do anything, and it just automatically saves time. So should have a lot of free time save everywhere in this run. With that said, I don't remember how good the execution was in my PB. I think it was decent, but I'm a much better player now, so... what was I gonna say? So yeah, I could probably save time just by playing better as well, alongside tech skip. My PB in this category wasn't good anyways. And I have tech skip to save a bunch of time. So pretty much what I'm saying is I can PB by a good margin if I play well. Tech skip, if you don't know, it was what I did right there. You just hold down X and triangle and it skips the text really fast. You have to mash. It does it automatically. And that was a feature that was patched in the game roughly 3 months ago, maybe? I don't know. I don't know when it was patched in. It's been a couple months. Okay, now I'm really rusty at this boss fight. I'm terrible at this. But I'll try my best. We'll see. This is, of course, no major skips. In the normal 80%, we do a strat that skips this boss, and a lot of other bosses. But no skips here. No fun allowed. Just kidding. This category is fun. It's just a little bit different. Alright, that was decent. But definitely not up to par with my old PB, I would say. So the run's pretty much entirely different because no major skips are allowed. Oop. Okay. It's not even it's not even the strats there, but it worked. Okay, this is a really weird landing site so far. Playing super weird also. Ooh, that was close. Okay. If I got hit there, I died, so a little bit scary. I actually might be losing time. Probably mainly due to the boss fight. The boss fight was bad. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll save time, but that was still a bad split, regardless. It's fine, though. So, considering this is no major skips, we can't do a trick called water mech that we would normally be doing right now. It allows us to take the mech underwater, which is not normally intended. And we can skip pretty much the entirety of the underwater sections in this game with that strat, but can't do that in this category, of course. So because of that, we must submarine. This is a boss fight that's skipped at 80% as well. Normal 80%. It's pretty hard. Can be hard, can be tricky to kill him as fast as possible. I mean, he's never really gets close to killing you. It is hard to do fast. That was a pretty good fight in my opinion. Oops. Pretty decent fight. Killed that frog just to make sure don't die. Ooh. You'll see me mash a lot when I'm in the submarine. You can attack really fast in the submarine, so the faster you mash the button, the more damage you'll deal. Pretty much. I mean, you know, the faster you'll shoot. In every other category, except for this one, we never used the submarine once. So this is a pretty unique category when it comes to stuff like that. Whoa, what was that fish doing? That fish in the bottom left was going crazy, dude. Okay. Oh, I almost died on the frog. That would have been bad. This boss fight is also pretty hard to do optimally. The water being there really prevents you from doing things you want to do. Like you can't move in certain areas because of the water. It really restricts your movement in this fight. That was a good fight, I would say. That can go a lot worse if he gives you bad patterns and stuff. Those boss fights are always different every time you do it. For the most part. You can manipulate those bosses, their movement, to make it easier, but I don't think anyone has a consistent strat for that. Next major thing is going to be the final boss, not the final boss of the game, but the final boss of this section. Which of course we skip at 80% as well. We skip pretty much every boss in the fastest 80% category. Literally every boss except for the final boss gets skipped in the category with glitches. But of course it's not allowed in this category. That was bad. Bad movement. And here's the boss of this area. I'm gonna have to be mashing a lot during this, so I'm not gonna be talking. kind of bad. I lost a lot of time when his rocket ate all my bullets. Don't want that to happen, but it did. But yeah, if you mash fast enough there, you can pretty much stun lock the boss, and he can't really attack you. I mean, he can, but he's not super threatening if you do that. Okay. Now we're getting the first. Well, I was gonna say the first major upgrade, not really. The rocket's the first major upgrade, I would say. This is a pretty big upgrade, definitely the most game-changing one when it comes to speedrun. Our movement abilities have been increased, we can go really fast, all that sort of stuff. Pretty much combined with the spin jump combined with rockets pretty much allow you to climb up anything and go anywhere in the game. One of the main reasons we do aqueducts first. You can do heater core first. Whoops. Okay, nice. But the spin jump combined with the rocket technique is just much faster, so you want to get it first. This is for sure probably the hardest section in the game, I would say. For this category, it's definitely the hardest. What? I'm gonna play it risky and not take the health. It's a risk I'm willing to take after playing this game enough. Mainly because there's a health right here. If that health was not there, I would not have risked it. Yeah, these long rooms like this, pretty tough. First heater core boss right here. He's pretty basic. Just keep jumping and shooting. Pretty basic. Yeah, this is the point where it gets a little bit more of a threat, but by that point he's pretty much dead. Damage boost through a couple of those enemies just because it's faster. It is riskier because the whole health situation in this area is pretty grim, but it's definitely worth. Okay, that's not super great. That was close. If I touched anything there, I was dead. This is a second heater core boss. Definitely a lot harder than the first, but should be relatively easy, assuming I don't make a stupid mistake. Now he's starting to be a bigger threat. Almost got him. A little bit close. Coming up on the second movement ability. I guess the rockets can be considered movement, the way we use them at least, speedrunners. Of course, that allows you to dash through walls and enemies, just like that. No! Okay, that was a bad room. Took forever. So dash is going to speed things up a lot. It also makes the game a lot safer because you can dash through pretty much every enemy. Last boss of Heater Core. One of the hardest bosses in the game. Probably the hardest one, honestly. If I was to be 100% honest. In my casual playthrough, this one took me the longest. We have a nice setup to deal a lot of damage like this, which you're not really intended to be able to do. But of course we're speedrunners and we break the laws of physics. It's our jobs, you know. Just gonna finish him off real quick. There we go. Then we just got Coolant, which is a upgrade to our rockets, which allows us to shoot 3 rockets before we overheat. Helps a lot, not totally necessary though, to beat the game or to go as fast as possible, but I mean it helps. And it is faster to pick it up, of course. Not the biggest upgrade of all time though. Main upgrade here is the dash. More commonly referred to as phase, because that's the name. There we go. Done with Heater Core. 2 out of 3 major dungeons, areas, whatever you want to call them, completed. On to Vents. Vents might be the hardest area, but it's hard for a different reason. And that is because for the majority of it, you're not in the mech suit, you're just a cat. For those who've never played the game, if you're a cat and you're not in the mech suit, you die 1 hit to everything. So literally, if I make one mistake, I die, and the run's over. But that was close. Really close. Again, touching any of these enemies result in me dying and the run being over. It's a very stressful area. It's more stressful than it is hard, I would say. Although it is hard to do fast. Close. Okay. Take a safety save just because safety saves when you're not in the mech suit take like barely any time to do. So I thought, you know, why not play it a little bit safe. Not gonna take this one though. Oh boy, okay. Again, touching any of these spikes would instantly kill me. Very stressful. This is less of a boss than it is a chase sequence. You get chased by the rat. You must outrun him, otherwise die. Ooh, man. Now this is going to be the last major upgrade of the game. Upgrades your primary fire, makes it do more damage. Pretty self-explanatory. Also makes the hitbox bigger too. Guess I did forget about that. It's a very scary section trying to get back in your mech suit right there with the dude right next to you. Abandoning our mech suit one last time. Safety save, because why not? Takes like less than a second. I'm gonna try and focus for this boss fight. Ah, that's terrible. I died. Made a big mistake. That's a huge time loss. Ooh boy, I might have lost 30 seconds there. That was just totally my bad. So I got out and died to the fire. Very huge time loss. I can still PB though. Got him. So PB is still possible, but that's a pretty big time loss. That was totally a mental mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I'll lose some time here. It's fine, it's just time saved for next run, you know? Okay, at least it's not 30 seconds. I thought it was going to be a lot more. It's going to be like 20 seconds time loss, which sucks. But I could have lost more, honestly. Surprised I didn't lose more. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to split. Alright. Man, if I didn't make that mistake, like I shouldn't have got out. You're not supposed to get out, you're supposed to wait for the fire to hit you, and then you get out. That's the one mistake this run's had so far, which sucks. This is Incubator. It's one of the harder sections as well. I know I say that for every area, but it's mainly, the sections are mainly only hard if you're like really trying to go fast. In a speedrun sense. Okay, I'm gonna play it safe. This room is pretty terrible. It has two of these turret dudes in a big open area for them to just move around as much as they'd like and run away the whole time. In my opinion, it's my least favorite room. Simply because of those guys on the ceiling. The last submarine section. No. Okay. It's fine. Oh wait, I'm stupid. I didn't have to do that. I'm entirely stupid. Oh well. Okay. Little shortcut there. And wow, we lost time. That's not good. This is the elevator section. It's pretty tense, so I'm gonna try and focus. It's a big gauntlet of enemies the whole time. Okay. Okay. This next section is laboratory, and I'm pretty much going to be silent through the entirety of it so I can focus. Alright, let's go. That's the end of this section. Now we're on to the final boss. It's a really bad pattern. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, PB. Personal best, new personal best, no major skips. With a death. Yikers! Yikers, dude, a death! Yikers! A death generally means the run is like over, because it loses a lot of time in this game, but I PB'd with a death. I might lower this more after this run, considering there was a death. It's pretty terrible. Because it could have been by 2 minutes. Should have been by 2 minutes. 1:49, minute 49. That's the time save over my previous PB. Let's see that in-game time though. Hit me with it. Okay, 36. I'll take it. Pretty bad. But, you know, you take what you can get. I mean, anything with a death is pretty unacceptable, like, if I'm being honest. Like, that's not really acceptable, man, with a death. It was a good run all around, but the death really put a bad stain on this run. In my opinion. 36, though. It's what it is. This category is actually kind of fun. I like the boss fights. Like in all the other categories, you don't really do boss fights because we do skips. This is no major skips, so of course we don't do that. It's different. It's different fighting all the bosses. It's pretty cool actually. It's a nice change of pace at least from the normal. Oh, and look at that. That's a world record too. I did not know that. That's a world record by 13 seconds. 13 seconds, and it had a death. Dang. That's the world's first 36 seconds, no major skips. Gato Roboto, any percent. I didn't actually know that, but I had to look it up. I looked it up. Apparently, that's a world record with a death in it. So, that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. I might improve it later. We'll see.